This is Total Babble. Total Babble. It's a show about music, pop culture, social media, movies, the internet, relationships, TV, whatever. Total Babble. The Total Babble Podcast.
Hey, it's Stu and Emily doing a show. One of these days, I'm going to go through or have somebody go through, if I can afford to hire somebody at some point, and just take all the past outtakes from shows and just put it into a show. All the mishaps and stupid crap that we talk about off the air. It's pretty fun. I include them sometimes, but sometimes they're just so odd and strange, and we've been talking about all kinds of house stuff currently, and now we'll get into the show. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm not unwell. I'll tell you this. I'll start out this with a good thing. I had a good experience at Guitar Center this week. I got my tax return, so I'm getting some new equipment, got a new mixer, and I want to thank Hannah at Guitar Center of Orange. She took care of me. I had to go to 2 other stores before getting to her that said they had what I needed, and then they didn't, which is typical for Guitar Center.
Nice.
But I want to thank Hannah, so thank you for
Hannah.
that.
Friend of the show.
I've just been going through and living life, and I had one of my random odd stew thoughts, and I wanted to ask you about this and see what you think. Do you think animals get tired of us baby talking them all the time?
Definitely not.
I think they do.
I think they're into it.
I think mainly dogs hear that and they think, Jesus, I'm not an idiot. You don't have to talk to me like an idiot. I don't think cats listen at all, but I think dogs are like, enough already.
I think, if anything, it would be the opposite. I feel like dogs are as thick as shitty jam. And so dogs are like, if you're like, oh, smoochy woochy bum cheeks, and they're like, yes, love me, I'm dumb as fuck. And they're into it. Like the more ridiculous you talk to a dog and the higher the tone, the more wound up they are. And they're like, love me harder. And for cats, they're like, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. I feel like cats just want to burn the whole house down. It's lucky they don't have opposable thumbs and a lighter.
I also can't wait to, when I go back and isolate love me harder and use that against you. That's going to be a fun part of the show. But I like to talk to animals one-on-one on a respectful level, and I feel like they relate to me better. Like all dogs seem to love me for some reason, except now that I say that, the other day there was a great dog at the grocery store sitting in a car with their owner. I went, oh, that's a great looking dog. And the dog just turned and barked at me. And I went, oh, come on, you son of a bitch. I'm being nice. But anyway, I think that they appreciate being dealt with on a one-to-one basis, and I find it odd that we only do that with the furry animals. We only do the baby talk to like the cute dogs, and people do it to cats, but cats are assholes. They don't listen. But like you never baby talk a crow or an elephant. Like an elephant would look at you and go, screw you, I am strong and mighty, and you're going to talk to me that way?
This is the part where I tell you what I did on the weekend.
You talked baby talk to an elephant?
No, not an elephant, but a pig.
Oh.
One of my neighbors has a pig that they keep as a pet, and its name is Peaches. And so I was smoochy woochy bum cheeking Peaches, and Peaches, and then I was singing to it like I was Jack Black whilst petting it vigorously. Peaches, 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 peaches. And it was fun, and the pig loved it.
They say a pig is as smart as a dog. I'm
Absolutely.
thinking that maybe that is why you were right on that level. Do you think the smarter animals, like a crow or an elephant, don't relate to the baby talk? Could that be what it is?
I don't know. I talk to birds as well, but I talk to birds very sweetly. I do baby talk birds. I've had a lot of birds, particularly parrots. I do love to baby talk a bird.
See, to me, that would be dangerous because if you're baby talking a parrot, it's going to end up learning that and baby talking you back. And who wants that all day long?
I don't know. Maybe somebody who likes the baby talk.
Ooh, maybe somebody that likes birds. Not me.
Yeah, birds are kind of a gross pet.
Yeah.
When you think about it. There are people who let birds fly around their house willy-nilly.
They just
and
shit
birds
everywhere.
just shit everywhere. It's kind of gross.
Same with rats. There's people that have rats as pets and think it's fine to just let them roam, and then you find rat turds everywhere. Who wants that? Nobody.
Nobody wants rat turds everywhere.
That is the lesson that we've learned this week. Nobody wants rat turds everywhere.
We need to have the Total Babble poll. I think if anybody has one of those
Does anybody
digital
want rat
assistants, because obviously there are some people who are cool with the rat turds, but it can't just be yes, no, like, do you want rat turds? It has to be something a little bit more on the fence, like, what do you choose? Rat turd or bird turd? Are you a bird turtler or are you a rat turtler? Choose your weapon, Stu. Bird turd, rat turd. There can only be one. Which are you choosing? Choose your weapon.
Just because I think birds are more annoying, I would have to go with the rat. I say that, though I had a roommate one time when I worked at the record store and needed a roommate that had a rat that would just roam the apartment and shit everywhere, and I hated it, and it was terrible. If I have to have one, I guess I go rat. But And at one point when he first moved in, he wanted to get snakes, and I told him there would be no goddamn snakes in the house because snakes are creepy, and I have the biggest phobia of them ever.
If the choice is, as per the survey says for Emily, bird turd. Because you can clip that thing's wings and it can just sort of walk around and you can keep it in sort of an area and it can have like a stick and you can have a happy little bird zone. And so I'm cool with that. But I'd take the snake out of all three of those.
Yeah, okay. Snakes, no. You know how they have those things for your dog that you put the collar on the dog and there's invisible fences and it won't go past? What if they had one of those for the bird? Put the collar on the bird and it has to stay in its area because if not, there's high frequency sounds or electrical shocks or something that keep the bird. Oh, an invisible cage. You keep the bird in an invisible cage. Is that more humane?
I wonder. I don't know. I wonder what it would be. I've never seen. Could you imagine like a bird flying and it just gets zapped so it's incapacitated and it just drops out of the sky like it's been hit with a slingshot?
But it would learn. It'd go, oh, fuck, I'm not doing that again.
That feels inhumane.
Yeah.
It feels mean.
I would only do that to some birds, not all of them. And then are there diapers for rats? Has anybody ever tried diapering a rat so it can't crap everywhere?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there must be diapers for rats.
You'd think, but then I can't picture it either.
Do you know what I purchased this week?
I can't wait to hear.
Okay, so as we know, I have 2 kittens. And if we didn't, we do now.
Yeah.
Okay, have kittens. And it is now time for the kittens to be desexed. So next week, it is the snippening. So because cones are fucking annoying and I don't want any part of having to keep putting those things on and off, and the plastic cones, when they scrape on things, they're so loud, right? Instead, I've purchased 2 things, and I think I'm a genius because of it. One is the soft cone. They are these giant cushions that look like donuts. They're like these Elizabethan collars that instead of cones, they're just these fat-ass cushions that go around their neck. And I've got a pink donut and a blue donut, and that's going around their little kitten necks. 1, great. I have a little male cat and a little female cat. So the female cat is obviously getting spayed. So she has medical pajamas. So she's going to be wearing this little bodysuit that goes on so she can't lick her incision site. So I didn't know that existed until yesterday, but I was like, hey, that's genius. So I'll let you know. So
you're getting that just for the female or for the male too, the pajamas?
Just for the female.
Because?
The female getting spayed, the incision site is on their tummy and it's a little bit more invasive and it's easier for them to lick it. And he's not going to be able to lick his nut sack whilst wearing the donut.
You don't need to tell me. So.
Well, if you wanted to, Stu, you could take that stupid donut off anytime you wanted to.
Yeah.
You have hands.
Opposable thumbs.
Exactly.
And here's something that came up in my brain, and I'm almost embarrassed to admit it, but that means I have to say it right away. As you were talking about that, it's a question that I truly do not know the answer to. And I guess it applies to dogs, but especially the cats, because I've never had cats and don't like them that much. If you have a male and a female that are brother and sister as cats, will they screw each other if you don't get them fixed?
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. Fucking animals. Gross. This
Yeah.
needs to be stopped. That's why you get them fixed, I guess.
Correct. Yeah. And male cats are disgusting. So if you leave it sort of too long, like after 5 months, they start spraying.
I've heard of
Like
spraying.
their urine, and it's disgusting. And the female cats will go in heat and all of that sort of disgusting thing. And so, yeah, put a stop to that. Thank you very much.
Humans do all that stuff too. We just have to be drunk first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we spray everywhere and go into heat. It's a thing. So
Wow.
this week I had a lesson in apathy. I'll tell you about my apathy.
Ooh.
I went to my anti-Tesla demonstration and
Oh, that's so great. Where are the photos?
Wow,
And are
it's-
you still wearing the body paint?
it's not that great.
Show me your nipples.
I'll do that anytime. But I got there and there was nobody there at the Tesla demonstration. I got there a little bit late, 15 to 20 minutes late, because I was out buying new equipment for the show. And I know that there were bunches of people at some of these Tesla takedown things, but I got there and there was nobody there. And I don't know if something happened where people got chased off, but I thought, okay, nobody said anything, and that's apathy. Let me know what's going on. I emailed the organizers and I got no reply. And I thought, just apathy everywhere. One, it seems like maybe people didn't show up. I'm not in one of the bigger suburban Los Angeles, Orange County cities, but I'm in a suburban Los Angeles, Orange County city. If nobody showed up to this location, that's full on apathy for all the terrible stuff that is going on. And then to email and not get any kind of responses to, hey, what happened? What's going on? Total apathy. God damn it, people, get on the ball. We need to have a revolution. We need to cause some shit. That's the only thing that's going to solve this.
That is poor organizational skills.
what
I think
I
we've
feel.
found the root cause of the problem. The
There's
people
gonna
who are
be-
trying to organize this couldn't organize a piss up in a brewery by the sounds of things.
There's going to be more stuff this weekend, not just with that. So I'll go to that. And Bit Killer Debbie is finally not being apathetic and making signs. So there's more coming. I was just very let down by that as a first attempt to demonstrate and cause a revolution.
Well, how can we get people there? I mean, obviously, just the whole lure of changing the world for the greater good is not enough of an incentive. How are we going to get people there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Boats,
I don't think there's an
hose,
answer to that. I think
public stoning.
the fact that public stoning is good, but then that's kind of what Trump has planned anyway. The fact that we are in this situation is a testament to the apathy. And then the fact that when we go to fight this and people don't show up, it's a testament to the apathy. And that really let me down. So screw you, you people.
But I tell you what, Team Trump-tard, they can organize.
Yeah, very true.
Before the election, on the regular, I would drive around and there would be swaths of Trump supporters just on the side of the road with Make America Great Again signs, American flags, hats, like 30 or 40 of them just waving at cars.
Yeah, there's dipshits outside Target here selling stuff to support the Trump campaign, even still. And it's just like, okay, we need to get on the ball and have some discomfort. And it's going to take a revolution, but we could get there. I see little things here and there that make me think we could get there. We could do it. Just get off your ass, you sons of bitches. Also, I have a plan to get rid of Trump. I will tell you my plan. Ready?
Go.
I think this is really doable. Sounds a little bit crazy, but think about the past 6 to 8 years. I think it's very doable. First thing we do is we pretend Joe Biden died. We do that. We put it out in the news. Joe's dead. We take him somewhere and treat him well and just tell him, hey, you're part of the plan. Shut the fuck up. Then we convince the QAnon MAGA kooks that those Democrats have implanted Biden's DNA into Trump because Trump currently is getting kind of senile and he's starting to short out. He's showing signs of having some problems. And we say that that is the Biden coming out in him. Then we use Facebook and Instagram for all of this because Zuckerberg has said that they're not going to police Meta and that anything they see in there that's bad, they're just not going to do anything about. It's not their problem. So we can totally use Meta and exploit it for our own personal needs. Then as Trump is getting more senile, we just keep playing it up and we say that he's nutty because Joe Biden is inside of him, and we just keep putting it out there and make the MAGA QAnon kooks take all of it in. And then eventually they're going to snap and they're going to do something about it. I don't know what they're going to do. That's not my concern. That's not my problem. But let's work that up and just have them take care of it. And it doesn't matter. We don't live in a society of empathy or logic. We just handle it that way.
I mean, we could. It feels like a lot of work for something that I think is starting to solve itself.
I don't know.
People are starting to get annoyed, and he's not very deep into his presidency, and he's already starting to massively piss off his supporter base. I think the worm is starting to turn. His approval rating is starting to hit the skids a little bit, and people are going to run out of patience for him very, very soon.
I agree, but the problem is that nobody that matters has any balls to stand up to him. None of these people that know he's an asshole kook in Congress, in the Senate, none of them will stand up to him. Even the assholes on our side, Schumer, they don't do anything to stand up to him. And it's like, have some balls, somebody. So I think the only ones that have balls, because they're so crazy and don't have any sense to, are the MAGA QAnon. Maybe you're right, but maybe we compound that with the MAGA QAnon crazies taking care of all of it, and then we will truly be done with this guy.
I think the midterms are going to see the Republicans lose the grip they have.
That would be my hope. But then I think, okay, paranoid as it is, there's still a part of me that thinks that the whole thing from the beginning has been fixed by Elon Musk with the election anyway. I know that's kind of crazy sounding, but that guy could probably do it. He had technical people in place that could do that. So then we're screwed in that regard, too. So I think the plan of handling it normally and getting QAnon on this case, I think maybe it's a twofer. We need to deal with both of them. Just my thoughts.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely the problem.
All right. One of our eagles has died.
No, the eaglets. Was it Huey, Dewey, or Louie?
I was thinking you were going to say Glenn Fry, but no, not that one. One of the eagles that we were talking about died, Jackie and Shadow. They had the 3 kids. They are the internet sensation. One of them died. And it really a bummer. It was the one we named Eagly McEagleface. That's the one that died. And experts say they think it was because of a snowstorm. And I'm not convinced that it was the snowstorm, because have you seen the way those eagles live? It's total squalor. They're raising those kids in squalor. It could have been disease. Who knows about the eagles? I'm not happy, but I am not that sad by the eagles. I feel like it's nature, and that's just the way it happens.
It is the way that it happens.
And you're the one that wanted to throw your dog down the stairs, so.
You said did wrong. But whatever.
So there's an eagle update for you. Alec Baldwin.
Oh, again with Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, we talked about
How's he doing?
His situation last week. He has pretty good political views. I like his political views. He was in a movie called Talk Radio that is great. Watch that if you haven't seen it. But he can be aggressive and angry. And I feel like maybe he is aggressive and angry partially, maybe because his wife is such an asshole. Do you know about his wife?
Hilarious.
Hilarious. She's not that hilarious, I'm finding. And she has been accused in the past of putting on a fake Spanish accent and just being one of those Karen-type wives. And they did the K word. And they now have a reality show that is not getting great reviews because it's very typical. And, oh, my God, the kids are loose. And it's Alec losing his mind because the kids are loose and that kind of thing. And
don't they have 7 children?
They have a lot of kids, yeah. And it's the kind of thing that obviously it's edited the way it's edited to make it look bad. But here they are talking on a red carpet about the show. And this, I think, gives some insight into the not hilarious Alec Baldwin relationship. And see what you think about this. And I'm going to play a TikTok clip, and it's nearly impossible because they don't queue up right. There's a high degree of difficulty in this. But, okay, I need to do that to unmute it. There we go. And I'm going to try and grab it here. No, you son of a bitch, TikTok. Hang on. You can't start TikTok the way it's supposed to go. Here we go. Now I've got it.
Want more of this? Season 2? Do we know anything? The Hilaria show.
No.
He's being nice to her, and they're saying, hey, what about this? And Alex supporting her, going, hey, what about the Hilaria show? And saying good things for her.
No, I think we're going to see, we're going to see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's going to be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show.
When I'm talking, you're not talking. When I'm talking, you're not talking. We're going to have to cut. What an asshole. Would you take offense to that? I would.
There's a couple of ways you can read this.
I don't think she's playing it up to make things more controversial for the show. I think this is really her being her. I think she might think that she's being funny, but I think this is genuine.
No, I think it's genuine. But he might be an absolute fucking prick behind closed doors who always talks over her, who always does all of these sorts of things. And this might be like the one time he's not doing it and she's overreacting. And so that's what I mean. Like there's 2 ways you could do this. You could either be like, okay, she's a fucking psycho, or B, she's a woman who's had enough. So, I mean, I'm going to reserve my judgment on who's the asshole in this situation because I don't know either of them.
All right. Asshole judgment reserved. Here's more.
I mean, I think this is a really raw show, and it's very...
He's wandering off to talk to other people.
Chances. And, I think that we'll see where it leads us. We'll see what it feels like to have to be out there, and then we'll see, if people like it. That's another thing, too, So
You've spent your career in Hollywood, but I have to know, because we are loving the show, by the way. We're loving getting to know your family. Is it harder to memorize scripts or be yourself on unscripted television?
Yourself. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard, yeah. Well, it's a good question. I think it's because you don't want it to be dull, and just if you showed the way our life really is, you get it after like an hour. It's like it's the same thing a lot. I mean, not just the 2 of us.
Okay, now as he's talking, she's got the look on her face like, okay, nobody's paying attention to me and this is really bothering me. It's like, do you listen to somebody or do you wait to talk? And she is clearly waiting to talk and being like, look at me, look at me.
Our life with the kids, we like routine. It's good for the kids to have a routine. I mean, she, as a mother, is very good at keeping them on a routine. But so you feel the desire to make it more silly than it might be.
I have to say that I don't think you make it more silly than it is. I actually feel,
Did you get that on the show?
No, we just cut all that part out.
Cut me out.
Cut you out.
Just cut out completely everything he just said.
I think that was a joke.
Routine, and I think anybody who's a parent knows that like routine is king, or in queen, routine is key. We'll just say king and queen at the same time. It's essential. But I think that us trying to every day
for essential in Spanish.
Esencial. Okay.
It let me down.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're distracting me right now.
Sorry. Don't distract me. I'm an asshole. I can't handle it. God, she's such a cunt. She's such a terrible cunt. And maybe that's just me being a threatened man, but God, she just seems like such a cunt. Sorry. I didn't know I was going to snap that much and break out the C.
I don't know. It depends on what kind of relationship they have.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm trying to battle the TikTok here. I feel like their relationship is he connected up with her however many years ago because she was hot, and he's putting up with her because he doesn't want to deal with the divorce, and that's what it is. That's what I read anyway. And maybe he's also an ass. That could be, but God, I could not deal with her at all.
The other thing too is, I mean, if you've got 7 children, and I think their youngest kid is like 2 or 3 or something, their life sucks. I don't care how rich you are. Your life fucking sucks. And you're tired and you're fighting all the time and, whatever. I don't care how rich you are. Give each other a break. Give them a rest. Who cares? I think all of these, the whole concept of relationships being good and people being happy and all, it's all fucking bullshit. It's just, it ebbs and flows and no one's perfect. And I think there's cuntiness on every side at different times. Everybody has their turn. Some people are just better at not being a cunt in public, I think.
Well said. I have tried to come back to the TikTok here. I don't know if there's more. Let's see where we are.
Routine is key. We'll just say king and queen at the same time.
essential.
It's essential. It's essential. But, I think that us trying to every day.
For essential in Spanish.
Esencial. Okay.
Didn't let me down.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're distracting me right now.
Sorry.
Like now you're just doing that. Why? Why are you distracting me?
I'm just captivated
Yeah,
by
you're
your
just,
beauty.
yeah, you're just distracting me.
Just
No, but
captivated
oh
by
my
you.
God.
Say that again.
He said, I'm just captivated by you. That's what he said.
He's trying to be nice.
Stop! You're annoying me. Stop! It's not cute. No, he's distracting me. So
Okay, so we'll just leave that there. Well, if it comes up, this is a guilty pleasure. We'll talk about Alec and Hilarious at some point, maybe in their lives, or maybe we could abandon it. That's possible too. Maybe I'll feel like it's too exploitive and we'll back off from that.
I'm trying to figure out how many kids they have and what ages they are.
I think they have like 12 or 20.
I think it's 7. I want to say 7. I don't know why I want to say 7, but it feels like too many.
And why would you opt to never engage in birth control? Come on. At some point, maybe she has a religious thing. I don't think he has a religious thing. He had one kid before with Kim Basinger. And I remember that whole thing. He was really shitty to his kid. So maybe they're both assholes. Maybe we just abandon them both. See ya.
Yeah, it's crazy. They do have 7 children, by the way.
There you go.
And the youngest was 10 months old in June 2024. So the youngest is about 2. So, yeah, man. Holy guacamole.
And I would say this for sure to poor people, but it applies to rich people too. Think about the amount of kids that you're going to have. Do you want that? Are you going to want to make that responsibility a part of your life? Is that something you're going to want to take on? I would say no. I don't even want one.
Yeah, exactly. And also, think about this. He is 26 years older than her. Think about that. You think that this is cute. Like, he is old as fuck. She's got 7 kids and a geriatric. He might be, they're on a red carpet together. That's the best he's ever going to fucking look. When they're at home, he's falling asleep on the couch. He can't fucking hear her. He's probably shitting his pants. I don't know how old he is, but she's still young. She's still hot. She's got a 2-year-old and someone who's older than, her dad. Fuck that. No wonder she's annoyed.
I would say relatively hot. As a hetero dude, relatively hot. Not hot enough to put up with that. And you're assuming he's Gene Hackman. So there might be somewhere in the middle there.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have Alzheimer's. He's not that bad.
Right.
But I think it's definitely somewhere in the middle. All old men are old men.
And she came into the relationship knowing that. It's not like this is something where she's blindsided that he's old. And she obviously has the arrangement allotted for in her brain, too. She knows what's going on.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. He's 66.
Yeah.
She's younger than I am.
Yeah. There's a difference there. Because you're like 20, right?
Yeah. Didn't you know? Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Plus postage and handling.
Here's a story that I entitle, like many, Oh, Florida.
Oh, can't wait for this one.
This is a thing that would only happen in Florida. It's very entertaining. Old lady orders a pizza.
Oh, I can't.
Do you know this story?
No, I don't, but
Okay.
I'm going to write down what I think happens and then...
It's a new fun game we can play here on the Babble. She's writing down the answer to the story.
what I think has happened to this old lady because I'm like, what would only happen in Florida? I've written it down. This is my new fun game.
Okay.
Go. Tell
I'll
me
keep
what
this
happened.
in mind as we produce the show, too. Old lady orders a pizza, but then someone calls the police. Why did they call the police?
I wrote down because there were drugs delivered with her pizza.
Oh, very good guess, because they're there in the South Sea area where drugs are imported into the country, but no.
Oh, alas.
They called
Why?
the police because the person was coming to deliver the pizza, and a neighbor noticed that there was an alligator under her car.
Oh.
And then the police showed up,
fun.
and now we have body cam footage. This is the pizza driver arriving and the cop talking to the pizza driver, and they're trying to tell this old lady not to come out of her house because there's an alligator right under her car.
Just
and
an alligator.
don't come and get the pizza. But just an alligator, it will attack and eat you, especially being that it's underneath your car. It has no fear of people. It wants to drive. So here we go with the body cam footage.
Stop, stop, stop. There's an alligator underneath that car right there.
I'll call Diana, tell her not to come out.
Maybe go around the back.
I'm a little scared.
Cops trying to tell this woman delivering the pizza to just go around the back. I'd be like, screw you, man. There might be another alligator back there. Who knows?
As long as it stays under the car, you can go around the back.
Sure.
Exactly.
Just walk around it.
Let's walk around it. It's just an alligator.
Not come out your front door.
So they're calling the old lady, telling her not to come out of the front door, and this pizza delivery girl hands the pizza and looks like garlic bread to this cop to take to the old lady.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to get your payment.
Someone's going to come around the back and deliver your pizza.
Ma'am, get back over there. There's an alligator right under your car.
Oh my God!
Go in the house.
God!
Over there. There's an alligator right under your car.
This old lady is great, and she now has one of my favorite sounds ever that we can use on the show over and over again coming up.
Go in the house.
There's a big alligator under my car.
Hey, ma'am, could you...
Oh my lordy! I saw one when it first moved in.
Get in the house.
She's wanting to take a picture.
Pizza.
I'll take it to the back door.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
That is my new favorite thing. It is now a sounder for the show.
Holy shit!
It's just so great, old lady, and nothing is more perfect. I love that so much. So now the guy is wandering
Holy shit!
around to the back of the house, and it's kind of, I guess, no big deal to these people because the lady's like, oh, hey, here's the money. And what? Well, you'll see. Here we go.
Here's your pizza.
She's just getting the message.
Okay, I'll take it to her.
Yeah, how much was it?
I have no idea. I'm not the pizza man.
She's wanting to quibble over the price.
Oh, well, you're the policeman.
Yes, I'm a policeman, not a pizza man. You got it? Yeah, they called us about the alligator. Are you expecting change from her?
Did she deliver? No, I'm not. They said it was 32 something.
Okay, I'll give this to her so she can leave,
She's
okay?
the one that delivered?
Yeah,
And when was the alligator there?
it just got there.
Oh, I'd like to take a picture of it.
Well, I wouldn't take it from where you were.
Oh, no.
I mean,
Okay.
So there you go. Then he takes the money back to the pizza delivery person. And again, only in Florida.
Wow.
And do you tip the cop or the driver in this situation?
Don't be ridiculous. I only tip cops if they dance.
Do you say dance copper and then you give them a 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the punchline for the local newscast when they feature this would be, some people say anchovies on your pizza's gross. Alligator is just ridiculous.
We could go with that.
Something Dallas Raines would say.
Dallas Raines.
Dallas Raines.
Do you... Oh, no. I know these.
I
know
don't,
the answer to my.
apparently.
I know the answer to my question. I was about to ask you, and then I'm looking at your face, and then I realized, no, you don't, because the question was, do you eat alligator? Do you like it? And then I'm like, fuck, you're a vegetarian. And the answer is no.
Yeah.
But I like alligator and crocodile. I think they taste good.
Is that a routine thing to eat in your country?
No, it's not routine.
Okay.
But when you go to Florida, you can have
I was
alligator
going to ask
nuggets.
if you probably went to Florida, had that.
Yeah, I always have alligator nuggets in Florida. Nuggets.
It tastes just like chicken, but it's a little bit more gamey. Is that the idea?
It tastes like chicken / fish. It's a texture of chicken, but with a little bit of a flavor of fish.
Ugh, that makes me want to vomit right now. What other weird foods have you eaten? What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Depends on what you classify as weird, really.
Yeah.
But I've eaten a lot of weird shit. Chicken's feet on the regular. Like if we go to dim sum or yum cha, which
Do
is
they
what we
like
call it.
deep fry them and they're like potato chips or something? You get
No,
fingernails
just like
in your mouth?
No, they cut off the nails, but they like steam them. You know when you go to like dim sum,
Yeah.
chicken's feet, pig's intestines,
Oh, why? Why would you do that? There's so many other foods.
delicious.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I'll try anything once. Doesn't necessarily mean I like it,
You
but
want
I'll
some
try.
fentanyl? Get
I'll
you some
try
fentanyl.
stuff.
Try that.
I have had fentanyl
Of course.
in the hospital.
I've done crack cocaine. I've admitted that on the show before, but I didn't know that you'd tried fentanyl. Based on the fact that you didn't know what it was, or?
No. I've never taken it recreationally.
Yeah.
It was given to me as a part of a very traumatic birth experience with my first child. It was given to me in the hospital.
Oh, like doctor
whilst I was,
prescribed and it was okay.
while I was receiving a medical procedure.
Okay. Because they can regulate the amount and that makes you not die.
Yeah, still
Okay.
alive.
Okay.
Yep, still doing good.
Right.
Rocking on. Yeah, no, it was given to me by a medical professional. So I've had it, but so that's the only reason I know what it is, but no, not on the regular. I don't take recreational drugs. And it's not that I have anything against it. It's just because nowadays you can't trust what's in drugs, right? And as a mother, it's just not worth the risk. As fun as you think drugs are, and to be clear, drugs are fun, okay?
That's very
People-
Bill Hicks of you. Bill Hicks was a comedian that was his attitude.
Yeah, it's true. And like my kids and stuff, like my kids are going to ask me this question, and their dad and I will be very upfront on drugs are fun. That is why people take them. People don't take drugs because they're bad and shit and everyone's having a bad time, right? So you want to be honest about things. But the reality is that today, that shit is so fucking dangerous. And there's a huge difference, even about pot, right? And I think you and I have talked about this before. The pot you and I were probably smoking with our mates on an oval after school is way different to the pot that is causing people to hallucinate with some weird name like Bob's Mama Jamma Bamama. Like that is, from today that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole because it's scary,
Right.
and probably covered in fentanyl juice. Like it's just shit's crazy now, and it's just not worth it for me. I would never. I get offered drugs at parties and stuff like that, and I wouldn't risk it. I would not risk getting sick, dying, and leaving my kids without a mum because some infinitesimal amount of fentanyl gets into a joint or a vape it's just not worth it.
You, there where you live in the South, at kind of an upper middle class, at least suburban area, what kind of drugs do you get offered at parties?
Mostly pot,
Right.
but everyone's on the vape pens now.
Yeah. 'Cause
And-
that makes it okay.
Right. And it's all the vape juice pot stuff, right? And also I'm old now. When I was younger, it was like Coke. Now everyone's gone full circle and it's pot. But we have kids in our local school who are dying from fentanyl overdoses, and it's coming from the vape pens because there's fentanyl in the marijuana vape pen juice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know that part of it.
Yeah. And so, it's That's where the danger is. There are kids who go to school with Narcan in their backpacks for other kids, like because they don't necessarily, not everyone has them at the schools now. So other kids carry them around, even kids who don't take drugs.
And our kids taught, hey, if your friend is dying, you take this and you punch this and you stick it into their arm and inject them with it. Do they know how to use it usually?
My kids do.
Good.
So Narcan, you don't actually punch it into. Narcan is administered up the nose.
Okay.
It's a small thing. You can buy it over the counter. It's very easy to use. Both of our boys have received basic first aid and CPR training. They know how to use an AED. They know how to administer Narcan. We go and do that training with them once a year. They've been doing it since they were 8 years old. They don't carry it. They don't go to high school. No one's taken drugs at the school that they're in now. But if you have kids and you are a friend of the show, your pediatrician probably does first aid courses, CPR courses, all that kind of stuff. If your kids are 8, 9 and above, you should go as a family and learn about that stuff. It is a really good skill to have. It could save someone's life.
Absolutely. And not that it is a reason not to learn it, because you could save a life if you do learn it. But I would also have the concern that your kid goes to save somebody's life with a CPR, or if they're choking on food or whatever, they go to do the Heimlich maneuver and they're trying to save a life, and then somebody dies anyway. You're kind of, in our modern day shitty world, leaving yourself open to a lawsuit.
Well, there is actually protections, Good Samaritan laws that protect you against that. And when you go and do these courses, they train you around that as well. So there are laws that protect you from that kind of thing. If you are doing CPR correctly, you will hurt someone. If I give you CPR, I will break your ribs, and you want me to. So it is an expected outcome. What people don't talk about a lot is, realistically, CPR will not save your life. CPR will give you a little bit of time, but what you really want is an AED. You really want that shock. You really want to get electrified. That's really what's going to make the difference, and the CPR is just keeping the blood flowing to keep the oxygen to the brain, sort of best case scenario. But yeah, to do CPR correctly, you're going to want to be breaking ribs.
And nowadays, you're seeing those AED machines in more and more stores as you go out, and that's good. Like, how did it take all this time to finally get those into stores? What was the good cause of that, I wonder?
Yeah, I do wonder. They are very expensive, though, and you have to keep them maintained. They're not something you could just keep in your car. I think they're thousands and thousands of dollars. You have to get them maintained on the regular, but they're actually very, very easy to use, and they talk you through how to use them. So even if you haven't been trained to use them, if you ever find yourself in a situation and you're like, shit, I need to save somebody's life and somebody's collapsed and I don't know how to use those things, don't worry about it. Just go, unzip it, push the power button, and the thing will talk to you and it'll tell you exactly what to do. It'll say, plug in paddles. Plug it in. It'll say, apply paddles to body, and there's a picture. Duk, duk. It'll say, clear, 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 push button, whatever. It'll talk you through everything that you need to do. Really straightforward.
You
Super
may
easy.
have saved lives here today. One day when you die and you go up to heaven, or whatever is something like heaven, perhaps, if that exists, they'll look back and they'll show the films and they'll go, oh, look at this thing that Emily did there on the Babel. And they'll show the film and they'll say, oh, had she not done that, this person, this person, this person, they might have died. But there was Emily. Yeah.
That would be my hope, particularly for women. Did you know that statistically, women are less likely to receive help if they collapse, particularly in this country, because people are prudes. If you and I both had a heart attack, people are more likely to give you CPR because you don't have tits. So they'll take your shirt off and they'll give you CPR. But for me, because I have breasts, people are too nervous to give me CPR because you need to remove the bra to administer it, and people are too worried about all of that business. And so that's one of the first things that they train you and they teach you about, and all of that kind of stuff is like, fuck modesty, get medical about these sorts of things. And so that's why it's really useful and helpful to go and practice these things. But all of the things that you practice on, they're all male dummies. So it's different giving first aid to a woman because their bodies are different. So the more that you can practice, the better and the more confident you can get, because you want to get to a point where you can just react, because every second counts. And you would be so surprised to know how often people will just, in public, step over the body of somebody who needs help in this country.
Well, there's all those things that were even in the 70s and 80s where people screaming for their lives in the middle of a park and people just ignoring them. And it's like, how do you do that as a human being? That's shitty. And I think it's absolutely right what you said about if it's a woman, it's a different thing, because there is immediately a thing of, oh, I don't want it to be misinterpreted as a guy, as me trying to get a feel or whatever. And I think that really is a thing. And plus, if you go to save a woman, the clasps on the bras are just impossible. And it's like a puzzle and you don't know how to get them out anyway. So there's all that factored in.
Yeah, exactly. But like, here's a red hot tip for anybody who's listening. If you're a guy and you're like, I need to administer CPR to this woman, don't worry about the clasps. Grab it in the middle, pull it forward and rip it up and fling it into their neck. It doesn't matter. Just move it away from the location. Right. As long as it's not strangling, just move it away from the location where you need to administer CPR. Just go for it. Because
There's
it's
another
about
one going up. Oh, look at this thing Emily did there. She saved 4 more lives right there. There in defending your life, Rip Torn gives you the thumbs up. You can move on.
It's so funny that you like imagine that Rip Torn is like St. Peter. He is the guy at the gates. I can see that.
And if you see defending your life, he's dressed like a normal lawyer. You go up there and you defend your life and you try to get in, and they're dressed like normal lawyers. And it's the greatest movie ever. And I don't know what kind of thing I believe in after we die, but I'd like to believe in something, and maybe it's Rip Torn and defending your life.
Yeah, man. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You could be given $1 million cash.
Yes, I'll take it.
But you have to watch everything that you've ever done in your life, like on the big screen, next to your mum. Are you doing it?
Like everything?
Everything.
Like somehow we're reliving all of it in quick succession.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
There's a lot that happened there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, whatever.
No, Mom, the reason I did that was
Can I give you $1 million for that to not happen?
Yeah. At the time, I was thinking and I was caught up by the hormones, and I would not do that. And it kind of plays into what I wanted to come back to, is that when I did crack in the 80s, we didn't really know it was crack cocaine. Like we were doing coke anyway, and that was good. And then somebody was smoking it, and we just thought, oh, they're smoking crack. And it wasn't the big sensation at that point. It's not like I was making a conscious choice and going, oh, I'm going to go smoke crack. It was a little bit of a different thing, just so that it's out there. The rationale. I'm serious. It wasn't.
I know you are, and that's why I'm laughing.
All righty.
No, but I know exactly what you mean. It was a different time,
right?
And it's, my husband and I giggle about this sometimes as well, because it's not exactly about crack, but about things like, remember when smoking wasn't bad for you?
Yeah.
Remember when doctors used to prescribe cigarettes to pregnant women so they could relax? Do you remember that? Do you remember when they would be like, when you're breastfeeding, have a beer because it increases lactation? Like, just all this stuff. Remember when we were giving lithium to people? Like, just, it's medical practice. It's not medical perfect, okay? There's a lot. Do you remember when there was cocaine in Coca-Cola?
Yeah, back in the good old days.
Back in the good old days. There's a lot. We have a lot to answer for. And I don't think we've cracked the code on everything, no pun intended.
If we regulated it and measured it, you could get away with having cocaine and Coca-Cola at low levels. And when done right, a lot like an intense caffeine, and there could be monster cocaine out there drinks, but we don't want to get into that. So, and a lot of that stuff is so shitty for you anyway. It's close, maybe.
I still remember when I first moved to Alabama and the first time I ever went to Walmart, I walked in and I saw a mum coming out with a toddler in, you know, the what do you call them? The carts or the trolley is what we call them in Australia.
Call them carts.
Yeah, the carts.
Like normal people, they're carts.
And there was a baby in the top, probably not but 2 years old. And that little guy had Mountain Dew, a bottle of Mountain Dew, and was drinking Mountain Dew. And that was the first thing that I ever saw when moving to Alabama.
And you're like, hey, the stereotype is true.
And that is like my enduring memory, just burn into my brain, is a Walmart of a baby sucking down a Mountain Dew. And I just think of Ricky Bobby. I'm going to climb you like a spider monkey. Like, that's just what I think of.
If it's not a high school kid, if it is an adult, do you judge somebody drinking a Mountain Dew?
I judge anybody drinking a Mountain Dew.
Okay, because I totally do. I'm like, oh, you've given up, huh? You just don't give a fuck about anything. You're going to have that Mountain Dew. I see. Okay.
Yeah, I just...
Like,
gross.
it is the worst. It's soda in general is terrible, but if you are drinking the Mountain Dew, you are really committed to not giving a shit.
Yeah. We have it's the how do you know you're in a bad part of town starter pack.
Yeah.
Let me give you the checklist. Grown man, shirtless, on a BMX bike, drinking a Mountain Dew or an energy drink after 9 a.m. If you hit that, lock all your fucking cars and windows and don't stop at the lights. You're like, this is a bad part of town.
After 9 a.m. or especially late at night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, after late at night, like, it could be he's out partying. Maybe he's leaving a party. But I feel like after 9 a.m. on a Tuesday, he should be at work. But
My
if
thought
it's
is, especially late at night, says, I have no need to get to sleep ever, and I'm up causing trouble. That's what that says.
Yeah, maybe if it's on like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
But if it's on a Saturday night, I can give him some leeway.
All right.
But if it's 3 a.m. on a Wednesday, I'd have to ask, what the fuck am I doing there, for one? Like, that's, I've got bigger questions. But yeah, true story.
All right, so here's the thing that came out that I want to be sure to get to this week, because maybe it helps. We like to help here. We're saving lives, and I've got my rip-torn moments. So there's a new study that came out, and it turns out that Girl Scout cookies now contain heavy metals. Oh, yeah. There is a new class action lawsuit that has been filed against the Girl Scouts. It turns out that testing found that heavy metals were found in 4 out of 5 Girl Scout cookie samples, and most of those 25 cookie samples tested had all 5 aluminum, arsenic, cadmium, lead, and mercury components. The Girl Scouts, meanwhile, defended their cookies as safe to eat and said that their products are manufactured according to current safety standards.
I love that.
So there you go.
The thing that's so good about this is they are manufactured to current safety standards, and they do contain those things.
Exactly.
But the FDA says it's okay by us. It has acceptable levels of arsenic.
A little bit of arsenic and lead and mercury. Go for it. It's fine.
Go for it. It's fine. There is,
That says everything about our society, that some amounts of that are okay. It's also true, basically, in any kind of dark chocolate, or I think general chocolate that you get, there's heavy metals in that, and they have labeled it, okay, you can have a certain amount. And that's why I avoid that crap, because I think that's why we're getting cancer and everybody's so mystified. Why does everybody have cancer? Well, there you go.
Probably a good point. Yeah. And there's all the mercury in the fish, they say.
Like everything is just polluted. It's amazing to me. I think about this a lot when I go to drink some water from the water filter that I have in my refrigerator, that we have to take our water and make it not poisonous so that we can ingest it. That is a common thing in our society, and that's just amazing to me. Do you think that's what the Indians pictured way back when they were living peaceful into themselves on this land? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
The other thing too is stuff like Dasani water. You know, that's just river water. They just have bottling plants next to rivers and they just get the water out of the river.
Yep. And then they say they filter it as much as they can, and then they put it in plastic bottles, and we get the microplastics. And I think there was a study that said that each person has enough microplastics in their body to equal a credit card. And for men, it's all in our nuts, and it's just terrible. And then I thought, new Girl Scout cookie flavors they could come out with. Candy cadmium, they could have that. Munchy mercury. You could get a box of tag-along cancers. Oh, the tag-along cancers are really good. Get some of those. They could do that.
Tag-along cancers.
Yeah.
Man, that's rough.
So we've done some public service here this week. I feel good about it, and there is a show.
Ta-da!
Everybody have a fine one.
Enjoy. Tag-along cancers.
Okay, you know how this goes. Like us, subscribe, tell your friends, write a nice review, engage with us. We're Total Babble on Instagram, on Facebook, on Threads, and on Blue Sky. Email is show@totalbabble.com. The Total Babble Podcast.
Love me harder.